What's up everyone, NanMan here, and we're going to be doing a Modern Horizons pre-release recap video this time. So I brought my camera on over, recorded some of the rounds, recorded the deck construction, just kind of went to the shop for the first time since 2019 for in-person Magic. So I had a blast being able to go and play, and so this video is going to be all about kind of that recap from the weekend.
If there's any rules questions as you're messing with these cards, please ask. Don't put stuff in your deck, hope it works the way you want, then find out you fucked up. Just ask me questions. I'm happy to look up the answers if I don't know the answer offhand.
Not happy. I have just one thing to say because this is a card interaction I saw yesterday that was the biggest beat of anything. So somebody had Yavimaya in play and his opponent didn't realize that not only could he tap his lands for green, but that he thought all of his lands had to tap for green, so he thought it was just like Green Moon. So he just sat there with spells in his hand until we died and didn't ask until the end.
Yeah.
So just heads up on that.
So if something seems like it's really busted and you're really boned, you can ask questions about it and ask how it operates. Yeah, so like that is literally, the Yavimaya land is literally like Urborg. It makes everybody's lands produce black, but they are not all black lands. They still have their normal colors. So you can still tap them for other resources. That is following what you do. Alright, so y'all will have 50 minutes for that construction. Lands are right here on the counter again. Also, if anybody here
All right, so I hope you guys have been enjoying the video so far. This portion of it is going to be an actual match from the pre-release, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of commentary over top of it. So if you aren't familiar with how this channel works for some reason, you've stumbled across it, we used to do modern commentary on a weekly basis, and then, you know, took a break from doing commentary, and we're doing just sort of other videos like deck techs and modern meta breakdowns, that sort of stuff. But now, hey, it's a Modern Horizons pre-release, so we're going to be focusing on some of the cards, talking a little bit about it, and trying to keep you guys up to date on how the match is going. So limited, again, it's kind of, at least with the card pool I have, I want 5 colors, so I'm doing kind of nice slow artifact lands, and already I've got my bird essentially here, my Ornithopter of Paradise coming out, which is a little bit of my mana fixing. It's basically the Birds of Paradise, but as an artifact. So just kind of ramping is my strategy right now, as I need to build up. And my opponent's doing basically a similar strategy here. Sojourner's Companion, and they're doing the artifact land cycling, so they're going to pay 2 and find one of their artifact lands in their deck and add it to their hand. So all right, so this card is the best mana fixing that I have found in my card pool. There's, you know, some good mana fixing in here, but the fact that I can be able to Terramorph, pay 4 mana, find a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, and it's not tapped, and it has rebound, so I can find another land next turn, just like allows me to super accelerate. I wish I had gotten more in my pool. Being a 5-color deck, I definitely needed more fixing, and more ways to kind of help it out. So, you know, having that Terramorph on essentially turn 3 there is allows me to like super speed up there. And so my opponent's just like, all right, here's a basic artifact land I've got, and I'm going to rebound cast Terramorph again and go find Swamp this time. So now we've got access to all 5 colors: green, white, red, blue, black, all of that wonderful colors we need to be able to cast our kind of bomb of the set. I don't know how everybody else's card pool was, but I found that even if you're not getting a super powerful pool of cards, like you guys saw, I had a couple of artifacts, a couple of Enchantress stuff that didn't really fit to what I was doing. Casting. Suspending. I love this card so much. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. So suspend for 3 turns. After 3 turns, I get to search my opponent's library for a creature card and put it onto the battlefield under my control. So yeah, really big fan of it. I mean, it's like a ticking time bomb, essentially. Hey, you've got 3 turns to draw your best card, or I'm going to steal your best card, the creature that is. Then I've got my Brea's Apprentice here, which, hey, making tokens, does interact well with artifacts because I can sack an artifact and exile the top card of my library until my next turn. I can play that card, or I can make a creature get +2/+0. So, you know, just sort of powering up. But you see how quickly I'm ramping up and able to kind of now just start dumping things out. And I've got threats out here that he now has to be answering. Only at 3 mana. Okay, so he's on the ramp plan as well. So we see he does play that Sanctum Weaver here, which is just that 0/2. You can tap it and add mana of 1 color where X is the number of enchantments. Sanctum Weaver is an enchantment creature, so you can at least always get 1 mana off of it. Another artifact land tapped. And he's going to discard a card to destroy my Brea's Apprentice, sadly. But, I mean, removal is really good, and having access to something like this where you can either sacrifice a creature or be able to discard a card. All right, it seems pretty great. So, Bone Shards, nice removal for limited. Okay, and here we go. Tapping 5 for the man himself, Garth One Eye. So now I just have to wait a turn. We have no way to give him haste at this point, but I can be able to cast... Oh, look at that. Verdant Catacomb. It's going to start fetching it out. And my opponent got 2 Verdant Catacombs in their pool, which, again, it's one of those situations where, hey, this limited format, even if you're not getting these super bombs, you're getting cards worth money. It's like every pack is just like, well, this is valuable. This card is useful, and I can play this in a deck. This is like, I'm very big fan so far of the amount that I have played and interacted with this set. Oh, big spender here. All right. And that's going to be his lovely giant that he's got here, which, you know, hey, that's pretty sweet. It's a Titan, I guess. But anyway, giant wizard. It's a 4/4 for 6. It's got the Delirium, and so when it enters the battlefield, you choose one. If there are 4 more card types among those in your graveyard, you can choose both. So he does have Delirium, so he's going to deal 4 damage to any target. Luckily, Garth is a 5/5, so we can't kill Garth outright. And then you get to be able to look at the top 4 cards of your library and put one of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library at a random order. Again, sudden but inevitable betrayals ticking down, so that's one more turn before that is online. I now have the mana that I can just start casting Shivan Dragons, casting Black Lotus, Terror him, Regrowth, Disenchant. I can really start destroying his stuff, but if I'm worried about removal, which he's already shown that he has it, I'm going to wait and respond and activate Garth. Kind of the safest bet here that I can. All right, another fetch. Gonna keep shuffling up, finding stuff, which is not a bad idea, especially if you have ways to manipulate your library. Right, there's that artifact that lets you brainstorm. You know, we've got the Titan that showed that he was able to pull a card, put some at the bottom. So if you want to keep manipulating your library, the fetch lands are not a bad choice in his list. Hey, you know what we're talking about? That Road to Ruin here. More ramp. Another ramp effect that I wish that I had in my card pool. Because, again, just finding more basic lands seems great. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to be able to cast the Aftermath now. And he's going to be trying to kill Garth. Deal damage equal to the number of lands that you control. And so I go, well... That hurts. I guess I'm going to have to cast Shivan Dragon then. And I'm not an artist, so do not expect any art. It's just going to be written on my lovely token here from the Infinity Tokens. All right, so I lost Garth, but we got a Shivan Dragon out of it, so 5/5 is kind of scary. And now we got to look through his library and find the best thing. He does have a Planeswalker in there, which we can't really take, sadly. But now it's like, okay, find ways to power through. And so a nice exploit creature here where I can be able to sacrifice one of my own creatures and destroy one of my opponent's creatures here. So that's kind of a nice little, all right, 1-for-1 trade, but I still have a body left around after it. So, you know, pretty great Gorgon Wizard that I've got. And it's got Menace too, so 5/4 with Menace is nice. So I have decided to start fire breathing in with my Shivan Dragon. You know, let's get that clock going. As you can see, I've got my little vehicular hanging out over there. That Dermataxi. So it's got an imprint when it enters the battlefield, exile a creature card from a graveyard. So I exiled Garth. And then I can tap 2 untap creatures until the end of turn. Dermataxi becomes a copy of the exile card, except as a vehicle. So then I can start tapping and making more creatures off of it. More Shivan Dragons, more Black Lotuses, more Terrors, things like that. So I like that idea. But we're seeing, of course, the newer version of Eternal Witness coming out here. And he's going to be able to return his removal spell. So Timeless Witness, boom, let me grab this, and just destroy your Shivan Dragon. Oh, the Living Weapon. This card I was seeing so much, and it like makes everything so hard to calculate. So Batterbone costs 2 for a Living Weapon that equip creatures just like Batterskull. Equip creature is going to be getting Vigilance and Lifelink, but this time it's just +1/+1. It still costs 5 to equip it though. All right, so I'm looking at my top cards. All right, deciding which one do I want, checking my mana. I'm trying to decide, okay, is it worth it to get this Phantasmal guy that might just die off? Even though he's a 6/6, it might not be worth it. Maybe another land. I don't know. So I was hemming and hawing about that, but I figured more threats at this point, keep the pressure going is kind of where I need. So the Chrome Courier helped me to get there. But with that, with the ability to now just start making more Shivan Dragons, we're going to scoop it up. Hey everyone, NanMan here. I'm a StarCraft 2 and Magic the Gathering content maker and commentator. Thanks for tuning in and watching, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and check the description for more information about other content that I'm doing. I've also got a new podcast, NanMan's Nerd Corner, which you guys can find out on Spotify or iTunes. It's got a bunch of Magic content as well as other stuff. Thanks for tuning in and watching, and I'll see you guys next game.